Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program is brought to you by Calhoun's. NFL playoffs today. Super Bowl 2 weeks. Vols hoops all spring long. Well, what better combination than sports, barbecue, and craft beer from the Smoky Mountain Brewery? That's what you get at Calhoun's. That's what you get at Calhoun's when you come in and take one of these boxes, and then you take the box home. That's the barbecue or the ribs. They do ribs as well. The Feed 5, Feed 10 family pack. You get the food, you get the sides, you get the fixings, you get the utensils, you get everything, including you can take home their craft beer. Calhoun's, check it out, calhouns.com, the taste of Tennessee. All right, want to welcome in the next member of our panel right here, longtime sports sorcerer Bob Hodge. Thanks for being with us. This was the scene yesterday at Thompson Bowling Arena. Crowd seemed to approve. That gentleman, of course, is Tee Martin. 20 years ago, he led Tennessee to a national championship as the Vols quarterback in 1998, obviously. Thanks to WATE 6 Sports and Mark Whiteman for the video. Announced officially yesterday as a Vol assistant. And everyone right now, it's kind of all's well that ends well. There have been points, several points down through the years where this fan base, I don't want to say turned on Tee Martin, but turned on Tee Martin at times. Now, however, it's great to be a Vol again. Welcome back. Thoughts on the return of Tee Martin and the response of Vol Nation?
I think the response isn't very surprising to me simply because yesterday never happened. We're today. And he's a Vol again, so everybody's happy. As far as his return and what it means, I think we're going to have to wait and see.
Because I'm just talking about the fans first. Let's just talk about the reaction first.
The fans thing, I'm not surprised at all because I think people have very short memories when they want to. Very long memories when they want to.
Yes,
in this case,
depends.
The short memory benefits you. It was a rocky road back, but
road back.
I think most people are pretty pleased that he's back here.
I heard a couple of folks on Josh's radio station, a couple of callers that
Such
were
a negative show.
less than extending a full hug to T. Well, he'll just be here for a year and go somewhere for more money. Well, isn't that pretty much what most assistants do? Go somewhere for more money, like Jim Chaney just did coming here. So.
That's the danger. People who, this won't be popular, you guys have heard me say it for 16 years, unless a guy is the best hire you can possibly make, I don't believe in hiring alums. It's the total opposite of most people out there who would just have a whole staff of VFLs. Never ends well. If he leaves, people are going to be mad. If whatever he coaches, if that position group isn't good, people are going to be mad. They're going to turn on him. It never ends. It's rare that you're going to be Nick Saban hasn't left yet, so we'll give it time. Bobby Bowden didn't have a Nick Plyce in him. And for these alums that say, well, that wouldn't happen here, get you a phone, call Johnny Majors, Philip Fulmer, John Chavis, Randy Sanders, Chuck Smith. Yes. It doesn't end well.
If his position group isn't good and they fired him and he walked back out on the court at Thompson Bowling, it would be the same reaction. Yeah, you're gone. Get out of here. Right. I mean, yes, that is the danger. That's what all the people, Peyton Manning, bring him back. Ooh.
You saw that. All he did was try and help get Schiano fired, help get Schiano hired. And people turned on Peyton Manning. Imagine what would happen if he came in as a coach and didn't get a third down.
Well. That's why I said he wouldn't want to do it.
Thoughts on Tee Martin's return?
Yeah, well,
your negative show took phone calls.
That's right. I think it's probably our radio station's fault with the negative side of it. I also think there's probably there's a percentage of fans that are in complete wait and see mode for that part of it with whatever happens because of the last 10 plus years. But overall, the excitement in the arena, I was there and the crowd went nuts immediately. The video started playing before he came out, and the eruption I thought was very predictable. Fans were excited to see T come home, as they described it.
Don't forget, just over a year ago, people were wanting him to get a call about the head coaching job.
And he wanted more than a call. He wasn't happy that it was just a call.
And to me, I also look at it, I think this is a really good compliment to Jim Chaney. I mean, I think they can work really well together.
Based on
their backgrounds of what
you're
they've
the
done
fan on the panel.
And with T, you've wondered if this would ever work out. If it hadn't worked out now, with him being no longer at Southern Cal, would it ever have worked out? I don't think it would have.
Oh, I don't know. You know, if he goes somewhere else, succeed, something else happens.
He
may wind up being head coach here someday.
You
never know.
He may.
But I don't see anything. There's no reason to think he and Jim Chaney won't get along. But there's also no empirical evidence for you to say,
Well, I mean,
this
in
will
terms
work.
of what T has done best is work with the receivers, right? And he's known as a really, really
We don't know what
good
he's- we'll-
recruiter.
we'll get
I know
into
we don't
what
know
he's
that
coaching.
yet.
We don't know what he's
but
coaching.
with Jim Chaney having the background with the quarter, I just think they fit really well together with what they've done before.
I'll go ahead, Bob. You were going to say something.
I'm not taking a knock against Chuck.
Oh,
but
Please do.
I just don't see there's any evidence there that they can do anything together. I mean,
And that goes for any coach in any school.
Exactly. That's the whole
all
thing. I think
question
you've
mark.
got to wait and see. So I think you can't really project out and say, man, this is a great pairing, just like you couldn't project out and say, God, this is a horrible pairing.
I think Chaney's track record is very loud. T. Martin's track record, the best part of it is the recruiting standpoint.
Exactly.
Correct, Josh?
Yeah, no doubt. He has an excellent reputation as a recruiter, and Jeremy Pruitt knows he needs to recruit at a very high level. That's a big part of this hire for Tennessee,
There
is
you go.
hoping that
Yeah.
he can make an impact. We'll see about 2019, but 2020 and beyond.
There is the belief that Jim Chaney isn't an ace recruiter. Okay, so maybe you bring in T. Martin to cover that side of it to kind of make up for that.
Sounds like something
possibility.
Chuck just said.
No, it doesn't sound anything like what
Well,
you just
that's
said.
what their strengths are, John. That's what I'm saying. That's what they've been known to do very, very
That's
well.
what you were saying. You just needed me to say it for you. Okay. Here's the thing.
That's why they complement each other so well. That's what Josh and I were talking about.
Okay. You and Josh. Okay, you and Josh. You got roped into the Chuck team now. He does this. This is how he operates. The interesting thing, when you look at this move, I think it's brilliant on one. It may work. It may not work. That's true. I think Chaney's got a great track record, but as I said last week, that's the hire I would have made. May not work. You don't know. But I think one thing that's brilliant about this is going to pipe down a whole lot of VFLs in the media next year. Jeremy Pruitt just got himself a much quieter VFL media presence because it's one thing, Terry Fair coaching cornerbacks. Okay. T. Martin, face of that team, offense. Easier to criticize offense than it is defense. I think this quiets down some guys in the media that normally would be a little bit more critical of the Tennessee coaching staff.
Good point.
Am I right or wrong?
I think you're right.
They're less likely to be criticized with T there. Yeah, I'm sure.
Who am I to disagree, John?
All right, when we come back on the Chuck Cavallari Show, did Alabama, well, a little bit later, did Alabama give future Vol foes a blueprint on how to play Tennessee? We'll ask Mark Pankratz about that. And next, we'll talk about a little bit what Chuck was talking about. What are these guys going to coach? You had some guys leave this week as well. We'll look at the staff makeup and who's going to be coaching who. Interesting. Come on back.